Hey there, welcome back to Growth and Value Reviews. If you've ever daydreamed about winning the lottery, buying that mansion, quitting your job, or even buying your dream island, you're not alone. But is life really all sunshine and Ferraris after hitting that jackpot? You might be surprised. We've all seen the heartwarming news segments, tearful families clutching oversized checks, ecstatic pronouncements of early retirement, and maybe even a take this job thrown in for good measure. It's easy to get swept up in the fantasy, picturing ourselves finally free from the daily grind. But what happens after the cameras switch off, the confetti settles, and the reality of sudden wealth sets in? Well, buckle up, dear viewers, because today we're diving headfirst into the world of lottery winners. And trust me, it's a lot more complicated than you might think. Remember that record-breaking Powerball jackpot from 2023? The one worth a cool $2.04 billion? Imagine that, $2.04 billion. It's enough money to make your head spin, enough to buy a small island nation, a fleet of solid gold yachts, or even a lifetime supply of those tiny shampoo bottles they give you in hotels. Let's be honest, we'd all buy those. Imagine checking your numbers and realizing you just became an overnight billionaire. Your heart's racing, the confetti's flying, and you're already mentally picking out which family member gets to be in charge of fanning you with $100 bills. It's the ultimate fantasy, right? A golden ticket to a life of luxury and freedom. But here's the thing about fantasies. They rarely survive contact with reality. 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. Yup, you heard that right. 7 out of 10 lottery winners end up back in the financial trenches, often within just a few years. In fact, some winners don't just lose the money. They end up in worse financial shape than before they hit the jackpot. How is that even possible, you ask? Well, my friends, that's where things get really interesting. You see, winning the lottery isn't just about suddenly having a bank account that resembles a phone number. It's about navigating a minefield of unexpected challenges, bad advice, and frankly some truly terrible financial decisions. It's about the seductive allure of instant gratification clashing head-on with the often overlooked importance of financial literacy. Let's start with Evelyn Adams. Now, Evelyn was one lucky lady. She won the New Jersey lottery not once, but twice. In 1985 and 1986, she raked in a combined total of $5.4 million. You'd think that would set her up for life, right? Well, think again. Evelyn developed a bit of a gambling habit, and not the kind that involves carefully studying the stock market. We're talking about the pouring money into a slot machine until your arm falls off kind of gambling. And guess what? She lost it all. Evelyn eventually ended up living in a trailer park, proving that even winning the lottery twice doesn't guarantee a lifetime of luxury. Then there's the tragic case of Abraham Shakespeare. In 2006, Abraham won a life-changing $30 million from the Florida lottery. He seemed to have it all: a new home, fancy cars, and more money than he could ever spend. But Abraham's story took a dark turn when he became the target of, shall we say, less than savory individuals. He was befriended by a woman who, it turned out, had ulterior motives. She convinced him to give her control of his finances and, well, you can probably guess what happened next. Abraham ended up murdered, his body found buried under a concrete slab. A cautionary tale if there ever was one. These stories, while extreme, highlight a crucial point. Winning the lottery can attract the wrong kind of attention, from long-lost relatives with their hands out to financial advisors who are more interested in your money than your well-being. Chapter 4. So, how do so many lottery winners end up going broke? Well, it's rarely just one thing. It's a perfect storm of factors. And let's be honest, some of them are more entertaining than others. First up, we have the classic case of lifestyle inflation. Imagine trading in your rusty Honda Civic for a brand new Ferrari. Sounds awesome, right? But here's the thing. Ferraris require Ferrari-level maintenance, insurance, and let's not forget the gas mileage. Suddenly that dream car starts to feel like a money pit on wheels. The same goes for mansions, yachts, and all those other extravagant purchases that seem so tempting when you're swimming in cash. Then there's the issue of predatory relationships. Winning the lottery can feel like stepping into a real-life episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Except your friends and family are the contestants, and the prize is a piece of your newfound fortune. Suddenly you're everyone's best friend, long-lost cousin, and personal ATM. It's enough to make you want to invest in a hazmat suit and a year's supply of no-soliciting signs. And let's not forget about the allure of bad investments. Without proper financial guidance, lottery winners can fall prey to scams, get-rich-quick schemes, and business ventures that are about as well thought out as a toddler's finger painting. Remember, just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you suddenly develop an MBA-level understanding of the stock market. Chapter 5. Now let's talk about the psychological impact of winning the lottery because, believe it or not, money doesn't just magically erase your problems. In fact, it can often create a whole new set of challenges. There's a term for it: sudden wealth syndrome. It's a real thing, and it's not pretty. Imagine going from being a regular person with a regular life to being thrust into the spotlight, bombarded with requests for money, and constantly fearing that everyone around you is only there for your newfound wealth. It can be incredibly isolating, leading to anxiety, depression, and even strained relationships with loved ones. As they say, money doesn't change you, it reveals who you are. And sometimes what it reveals isn't pretty. Some lottery winners experience a loss of identity, feeling adrift and unsure of their place in the world, now that they're no longer defined by their jobs or financial struggles. Others struggle with guilt, feeling like they don't deserve their newfound wealth or that they haven't earned it. And believe it or not, some winners even regret winning at all, wishing they could go back to their simpler lives before the money came along. Now, before you swear off ever buying a lottery ticket again, let's talk about the success stories, because believe it or not, there are some lottery winners out there who managed to beat the odds and hold on to their fortunes. Take Brad Duke, for example. In 2005, he won a cool $220 million from the Oregon lottery. But Brad didn't rush out to buy a fleet of sports cars or a solid gold swimming pool. Instead, he did something radical. He hired a team of financial advisors and lawyers and got to work creating a plan for managing his newfound wealth. He invested wisely, lived below his means, and even continued working for several years after winning just to stay grounded. And guess what? By 2023, Brad's net worth had grown to over $500 million. So what's the secret to joining the ranks of successful lottery winners? Well, it's not rocket science, but it does require a healthy dose of common sense, discipline, and a willingness to seek professional guidance. It's about treating your winnings like a business, not a bottomless piggy bank. It's about investing for the long term, not chasing quick thrills. And most importantly, it's about remembering that true wealth isn't measured by the number of zeros in your bank account, but by the quality of your relationships, your health, and your overall well-being. So, what can we learn from the wild world of lottery winners, even if we're not holding our breath for that lucky ticket? Well, it turns out, quite a lot. Lesson number 1. Financial literacy is key. Understanding how to manage your money, invest wisely, and avoid common financial pitfalls is essential, whether you're dealing with a few $100s or a few $100 million. Lesson number 2. If you ever do win the lottery, go stealth mode. Seriously, anonymity is your best friend. Don't broadcast your good fortune to the world. Keep it low-key, seek professional advice, and take your time making big decisions. Lesson number 3. Surround yourself with a trusted team of professionals. Find a financial advisor who's not just after your cash, but who genuinely has your best interests at heart. Hire a lawyer who can help you navigate the legal complexities of sudden wealth, and maybe even consider therapy to help you process the emotional roller coaster that comes with winning the lottery. So, after all this, is playing the lottery worth it? Well, that's a question only you can answer. It's a bit of fun, a harmless diversion from the daily grind, but it's important to remember that the lottery is not a retirement plan, and it's certainly not a guaranteed path to happiness. The odds of winning are astronomically slim, and even if you do hit the jackpot, the road ahead is fraught with challenges. The real jackpot, my friends, lies in building a solid financial foundation through education, hard work, and smart investments. It's about finding fulfillment in your passions, nurturing your relationships, and living a life that's rich in experiences, not just material possessions. What do you think about winning the lottery? Would it change your life for better or worse? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content like this. Look, we all love a good underdog story, and there's something undeniably compelling about the idea of someone beating the odds and winning big. But as we've seen, the reality of winning the lottery is often far more complicated, and frankly, far less glamorous than those shiny lottery commercials would have us believe. It's a bit like that time I tried to make my own kombucha at home. Sure, the idea of it, this fizzy, healthy drink, was incredibly appealing. But the reality involved a lot of questionable smells, a jar full of something that resembled a science experiment gone wrong, and ultimately, a trip to the emergency room after I accidentally gave myself a mild case of food poisoning. So, the next time you're tempted to buy a lottery ticket, remember this. The real winners are those who approach their finances with a healthy dose of realism, a commitment to education, and maybe, just maybe, a slight aversion to homemade fermented beverages.